Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, this seminar is conducted on behalf of LessonScape Academy. My name is Raj Shekaran. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a CPA and a cost accountant. And we are a team of chartered accountants and CPAs. We have started this venture. And there are 3 people, including me, who are working on this project for the last several weeks. I would like to introduce Seshadri, who's a senior chartered accountant, and Shweta Sanath, who is a chartered accountant and also a CPA. She's a young person and very enthusiastic. With these 3, and there are other people who are supporting the team, we would like to, bring this finance related courses to all of you, and we would like to make sure that all of you get benefited out of it. Before I go into the presentation today, I just wanted to set the ground rules. The presentation will last for 30 minutes, followed by 10 minutes, where we can spend for Q&A session. This session is being recorded, and if you have any questions during my presentation, I request you to be on mute during the presentation, but at the end of the presentation or during the presentation, if you have any questions, you are welcome to put the same in the chat box. We will address as much questions as possible. If not, then please leave your email address and we will be contacting you. Make sure that any of your doubts are clarified. Further, please leave your email address also, so that we will be in a position to keep it, and for future correspondence it will be useful. With these few words, I would like to jump into the presentation. I hope all of you are able to see the presentation. The company name, what we represent, is LessonScape Academy. What we would like to do is, we want to be a partner for people who want to pursue professional courses, and we would like to help them in their process. There are going to be 7 parts in my presentation today. What is the value proposition our company LessonScape is going to bring, and what is that we are going to offer, and why one should even look at CA, Chartered Accountancy, as a career option. We have also given a quick comparison so that you can make a decision why Chartered Accountancy is superior to other courses. And there are a few more pointers on how CA is a better course. If you complete a Chartered Accountancy by the age of 21 or 22, what is in store for you? What are the opportunities which you can think of? And I want all of you to become a prominent chartered accountants, whoever want to pursue. But right now we will look at few prominent chartered accountants towards the end of the presentation. With this, we will go into the first part of the presentation. What is the value proposition LessonScape is going to bring to the table? Whenever you think of professional courses, the requirements are, what are the requirements for someone who has to ace the finance and accounting related professional courses? Many of you might be having an impression that it is very difficult to do chartered accountancy and all that. But the reason why we are here is to make sure that how we can simplify the whole thing. The first thing is, you need to have vital knowledge. That is very important. Then you have to be ready for passing the professional level exam. Whether it is in terms of content or speed, you should be able to do that. We are here to facilitate that. Then our main aim is to make sure that the students not only get the vital knowledge, and they are also able to be proficient enough to, within the time allotted, 3 hours or whatever time, you are able to do justice to your exam. What is that we are going to offer as a course offerings? We are the founders of LessonScape Academy. Combined together, we have more than 60 years of collective experience, professional experience. Some of them have worked for a long time in the industry. We have academic as well as industry experience. We have a coaching structure. Because we are also chartered accountants, we have done international courses, American courses. So we have structured it in such a way that you are able to complete it with ease. Our learning model, very important thing. Many people will think that I have to be a commerce group student from higher secondary. No, I've seen a lot of non-commerce group students. So someone who has got a finance or accounting background, if you don't have, both are fine with us. We will take care of you. We make sure that the concepts are simplified as much as possible, and we make it easy to understand. And there are a whole lot of things we have prepared. Some of them are under preparation. We have a lot of notes, PowerPoint presentation, practice questions, which will be very helpful for you to pass the exam. All these things put together, we are about to launch a comprehensive learning management system, which will help you to access the content at any time. Then what is that we are offering? 3 major courses. One is Chartered Accountancy. As you all know, it has got 3 stages. The first one being foundation, then intermediate and final. Then this is an Indian course. Then we also bring to the table certified public accountancy and certified management accountant. These 2 are American courses, which has got a lot of value in this market, in and around this place, Gulf countries, in many places. Why can't somebody do some other course? What is something which is superior about chartered accountancy? This is what we are going to see here. First of all, you have to understand, if you are an auditor, you have certain amount of respect and your signature carries certain amount of value. So with that, number one, you will be able to derive a living for your life. For example, if someone becomes a chartered accountant at the age of 21 or 22, the next 30-35 years, his life, his earning potential, respect in the society, everything is taken care of. As a first stage, there are only 4 papers which you have to pass in the CA foundation exam. I'm just going to give you the brief headings. Anyone who has done higher secondary at a very decent level, I mean basic humanities, it has got some mathematics, some statistics, some logical reasoning, some fundamentals of accounting, fundamentals of law, and fundamentals of economics. There are only 4 subjects. So you are going to be tested for 100 marks each on accounting, law, mathematics and statistics, and economics. I'm also going to give you a detailed description of these 4 subjects at a later. But to make you understand, you need to have knowledge on accounting, law, mathematics. Don't worry about that. We are here to make sure that you are ready for sitting in these exams and passing the exams. As I told you already, this is a very basic fundamental level knowledge. The beauty of this chartered accountancy course is these foundation or any exams are conducted twice in a year. Unlike if you take admission for medical courses, NEET or engineering entrance, which happens just once in a year. If you miss the bus, you have another bus after 6 months. You don't have to wait for one more year. Most important thing is, with the foundation, this kind of a system, if anyone starts after higher secondary, when they are just about 17 or 17 and a half, they can pursue their graduation and chartered accountancy simultaneously. If everything goes well, if you invest your time for 4-5 years, maximum 4 years, then by 21 or 21 and a half, you will have a graduation, plus you will have a professional qualification to support you for the rest of the life. So this is what I have written in the last point. So I talked about 4 papers: accounting, law, maths, and stats. I'm going to give you a little bit more insight into this one. The first paper is, in reality, it is called as Principles and Practice of Accounting. The second one, which I written as law, it has got business law for 60 marks, then business correspondence and reporting, another 40 marks. Here we have business mathematics and statistics. I called it as maths and stats. In reality, maths has got 40 marks, statistics has got 40 marks, 20 comes from logical reasoning. Then you have business economics. This is the main anchor in this subject, which carries 60 marks. Then business and commercial knowledge comes with another 40 marks. I want you to give your attention to this slide. As a higher secondary student, whether you are from science background or from commerce background, the most important thing is, anything you do, you invest certain amount of money to complete a course. You just see, for chartered accountancy, you end up spending less than 1 lakh. Whereas engineering can be anywhere between, it can even go up to 5 lakhs. If you want to pursue, you want to become a doctor, you may have to spend 30 lakhs as a minimum, or sometimes it is even more. If you keep chartered accountancy as a base at 1, you're going to spend about 6 times in engineering, whopping 30 times in MBBS. Now, some of these chartered accountancy course, you can finish it in 3 years, but engineering, it is going to be 4 years. With house surgeon and all that in MBBS, it may even go up to 5 years. So I want you to keep this in mind. The most important thing is, let's assume you meet 3 guys. If one is an engineer, one is a doctor, and one is a chartered accountant. Obviously, if he is an engineer, then they will ask you, oh, you are an engineer, you are from which university or from which college? Similarly, for doctors, their value also is derived. If someone says, I'm a doctor from AIMS, or someone says, I'm a doctor from a private college, there's a whole lot of difference. But ultimately, if you're a chartered accountant, if you introduce yourself as a chartered accountant, nobody will say, are you a chartered accountant from Delhi? Are you a chartered accountant from Mumbai or from Chennai? Because chartered accountancy is only one of its kind. It is something which is formed by a special statute by the Indian government. If there are 3 chartered accountants, all of them come from one umbrella only. If there are 3 engineers, probably one is from IIT, one is from Anna Gindi, one is from REC. So there is always a kind of distinction within the engineers itself. The most important thing is, if you have taken commerce or if you have taken science, if you want to suddenly switch over to CA, you can do. But on the other hand, if you have taken commerce group and suddenly you want to switch over to engineering, or if you want to switch over to doctor, you cannot do. The level of difficulty is same, whether you want to do chartered accountancy, engineering, or if you want to do MBBS, all are one and the same. Okay, I think you have already made up your mind looking at this one. Then how CA is better than the other course? Same thing. For the same level of difficulty, but with a lower investment, you are going to get a professional qualification. Yes, people may say that CA is very, very difficult. I'm going to say that whenever people say that CA is a very difficult course, it is a myth. I have been in the industry working in various companies for more than 3 decades. But apart from that, I've been always pursuing academics. I've been always in touch with students. So I can understand to a large extent the psyche of the students. Okay, what will happen is typically when you have 2 months or 2.5 months before the actual exam, all the candidates who are paying the fees for the exam, let's assume they are 100, they will be enthusiastic to write both the groups of inter or final or whatever it is. For some preoccupations, because of some difficulty, they might have spent another 1 month without even touching the book. And suddenly when they know that there are only 30 or 40 days to the exam, then they will say, oh, there are 8 papers. So if I try to do both the groups, each 4 papers, I may not be able to do justice. What if I pull out of one group and then write only one group? So like this, there are 50 people are there. So what happened? Now 50 people have already given up. The other 50 people, there will be another 30 days passing. Now there are only 2 weeks away from the exam. When 2 weeks are away from the exam, some people who have decided to write 2 groups, they may drop out of one group. The beauty of that is 1 month back, a person decided I will only concentrate on one group. Now that person will take a decision, 4 papers, I have done 2 papers very well. So the other paper 3 and paper 4, I will go and attempt. I will aim for an exemption in these 2 papers where I have done reasonably well. So the whole point what I'm trying to drive here is, why can't, if 100 people have paid the fees, why can't they dedicate the required amount of time to make sure that they pass the exam? Why there is a dilution? So ultimately what has happened? Now 10 people have passed the exam finally. Now if you are going to put numerator 10 and denominator 100 and then say CA result is only 10%, so everyone immediately we start thinking negative. So I will be one among the 90, so let me not pursue the CA course. So this is how people think. The problem here is 10 numerator is correct. Ultimately the denominator may be 25 or something. 25 is the real number of people who have given a sincere, fair attempt. The other 75 have not given. Now you do the maths, 10 divided by 25 is a real pass percentage. So now if you understand this one, so don't conclude that I will be among the 90, but you try to be among the 25. Don't be part of that 75. Who are the part of 75? The people who pay the fees, they dilute their objective or goal as the day passes by. You be part of the 25. The moment you become part of 25, there is every chance you will pass the exam. This is what I want you to understand. So as you know, some of them may be repeating. CA, Chartered Accountancy, is a statutory body. It's enacted by government. There are no alternatives. There are only one Chartered Accountancy Institute. Now, I would like to say this is a career option with very minimum obstacles. But again, I'm emphasizing, you need to choose some learning service provider, somebody like LessonScape. You have to invest your time. If you invest your time, definitely you can pass out with minimum obstacles. Then, I already explained this pass percentage is a myth. So, whether you are from science, again I'm emphasizing, or from humanities stream, come to us. We will make sure that you succeed in the CA exam. The most important thing, some of the courses will give you only theoretical knowledge. In Chartered Accountancy, what happens is, once you pass your intermediate, you need to work under a Chartered Accountant for 3 years. Believe me, You will learn enormous thing during that articleship or apprenticeship. So at the end of chartered accountancy, when you are 22, when you are going to approach employers, you need to have knowledge on the theoretical front, as well as you need to practically, you should be in a position to apply the knowledge. So it is theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge both. Okay, what are the various opportunities which comes for chartered accountants? Quickly, you can do your own practice. You can do consulting in various spheres. You can work for Ernst & Young, Pricewaterhouse, Deloitte, KPMG. They are called as Big Four. You can work for companies. So remember one thing, every business, why business? Even not for business entities, someone who is going to do some social service, they need someone to manage their finances. They want to make sure that they comply with all the statutory obligations. This particular function can only be done by a chartered accountant. So this cannot be done by other professionals. There are certain things in finance and accounting field that only chartered accountants can do. Quickly, what is the opportunity? You go and type CA jobs in Google. It will throw up something called Naukri, LinkedIn, so many other sites. Recently, I saw that in Naukri, there are about 9,403 jobs, and LinkedIn is more than 1,000. They've given 1,000 plus. So what I'm trying to say is every organization needs a chartered accountant, whether it is a trading company, manufacturing company, or someone who is in the service industry, they need chartered accountant to manage their finance. I will go even one step further to say a business which has got ordinary potential with good finance management will succeed. On the other hand, a company which has got immense potential but poor finance management, that company most likely will fail. What are the opportunities? It is up to you to decide which direction you want to go, north, east, west, south. Enormous opportunities are there. If you go to other countries, there are a lot of exemptions. If you want to become an Australian CPA, or if you want to go to UK, there are a lot of exchange programs between Indian chartered accountants and the Chartered Accountant Institute in those countries. It opens up opportunities, enormous opportunities in every countries. So with this, I'm coming to the last part of my presentation. I'm sure many of you know these gentlemen. A couple of them are ministers, politicians. You know what their professions are? They all started with chartered accountants. I want each one of you to choose chartered accountancy as a career objective, and maybe 20-25 years down the line, someone else will be making a presentation like me and your photograph will be here. With these few words, I would like to thank all of you for your time, and you have our email address lessonscape@gmail.com, and we also have given our telephone numbers. Feel free to reach us at any time. So if you have any questions, we are ready to answer. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Any questions?
Raj, the questions are sent in the WhatsApp group. There are some questions that reached out to me.
Yeah.
I've sent them to the. You can share that screen for anybody to see.
Yeah. There are some questions. Yeah. The first question which I have received is, what is the duration of CA Foundation? The CA Foundation course in terms of the lectures will be approximately 2.5 to 3 months. As you know, there are 4 subjects which are there, and for these 4 subjects, roughly the total number of lectures will be about anywhere between 170 to 200 hours. So you will be getting roughly about 45 to 50 hours for each subject. That's question number 1. Will there be a mock test? Absolutely. I think in one of the points I have covered that there will be a mock test. What will happen is, on a periodical basis, on a fortnightly basis, there will be some test. Initially, to start with, it will be in the multiple choice question format. As we go towards the end of the academic coaching, you will have a mock test exactly in the exam pattern, and we will make sure that you attend as many possible so that you are ready for the exam. Now let me go to the third question. One person has asked a question through email. Will there be a support once the classes are over? Now, we are here not to give some 150 hours of lecture, and our job does not come to an end there. We are always available to make sure, you know what will happen, even if there are some 10 people in the class, initially when the lectures are happening, it will be on a very general basis, and we believe that everyone understands. But what will happen is, a person may understand 8 out of 10 chapters. He may have difficulty in 2 chapters. You are always welcome to come back to us, and we are always ready to support you. You don't have to worry about that. One person has asked, can I do my CA foundation without any support of any institute? Yes, you can do. But if you have a support like LessonScape Academy, it becomes even more easier. Way back in late 80s when I did my chartered accountancy, obviously I took the help. In those days, only the Chartered Accountant Institute used to have the classes. I took the benefit of the class. Believe me, having some institute to support you gives you the required amount of momentum. But there are some exceptional genius who can do everything all by themselves. But I would strongly recommend that if you take the help of some institute, it's all the more better. There's one question from Priya. How does the industry compares a CA with a regular degree with the well, once you have a chartered accountancy course, once you have chartered accountancy tag attached to you, the graduation, whether you're done through correspondence or you're done through a college, it becomes immaterial. The only problem is if you are only a commerce graduate, and if you are done with correspondence or if you have done a regular college, then there is a difference. Once you have a chartered accountancy course, your graduation takes the back seat, so you don't have to worry. Any more questions, please?
There's another question in the WhatsApp group, Raj. Probably you can take that.
Yeah. Yes, this is a very interesting question. As of now, because of the pandemic situation, all the classes we plan to have only online. We don't want to invite people to one-on-one classroom, which used to happen 1.5 years back. So right now everything will be only online, and there will be recorded lectures. Everything will be available. In a week, if there are some 5 classes, if someone has missed one day, you always have opportunity with your login credentials. You can come and look for the classes. And we have already given the telephone numbers, and you can write to us at lessonscape@gmail.com. Within 24 hours we will respond to any of your queries. We basically are here to, with our wisdom, knowledge, industry experience, we would like to facilitate all the students as much as possible and make sure that you can pass these professional exams without any difficulty. Any more questions, please?
Perhaps you can just take there's one question that says, what's the cost of the course that we offer? Probably you can give them an idea, or probably they can be reached out. You can just take that question.
Well, I think the cost of providing all the lectures and all the materials, if you take paper by paper, there may be people who may be interested to take 1 out of 4 papers. So roughly the cost per paper will work out to 7,500. But if someone wants to do the entire groups, that means all the 4 papers, foundation as a batch, as a bunch, then we offer it at 25,000 per student. And you can approach us, and depending upon what is your requirement, where you stand, we will be able to facilitate the best possible on this. Well, there is one more question which has come from the group. Whether there will be any scholarships available. Actually, we are working amongst 6 directors what we have. We are working on some kind of a scholarship. This will be something like this. Someone who is going to come to our fold, and someone who has, for example, paid some 25,000 and they've done exceptionally well in their foundation, and then they have gone up to intermediate, and then they have passed intermediate and they have gone to final. So as they move from first ladder to second and third, if anyone was done exceptionally well, if someone has done very well in CA foundation, we want to reward such students and motivate such student in the next level. What that will be, whether it will be in the form of reduction in fees for intermediate, if someone has done well in intermediate, whether we are going to offer some reduction in their final tuition fees, that is almost in the final stages of arriving at a decision. But definitely whoever joins our course and whoever does well, we would like to recognize them. Another thing is, there may be possibility that a company or someone may come together as a group. There's another question which has come. If there are some 3 candidates or 5 candidates come and join together, whether there will be any discount. Honestly, we have not thought about it, but definitely we are open to that idea. If there are 5 people who are going to join together, why not? We will definitely offer a discount. The most important thing is, our objective or our goal is to make sure that, this is a pandemic situation. A lot of people are facing so many kind of stress. Under this particular scenario, we would like to facilitate the learning for all the students with as much ease as possible. That is our objective. In terms of fees and other things, we can always look at the best option for the students. Any other questions? You can feel free to ask.
There's one in chat box, Raj.
Yeah.
From Nikita.
Yeah. Yes, there's a question from Nikita. Is it recommended to do this while attending the university? Yes, you can do it. Probably it may come in the way you may not be able to attend the live lectures. So we will, for such students who are attending the university, we will be able to provide you the recorded versions. So at your convenience, whenever time is available, then you will be able to go through that. It is highly recommended. You can do it parallelly along with your university. Definitely. Any more questions, please? So there are no more questions. I once again, on behalf of all the team in LessonScape, I wish to thank all of you for your time. Classes will be on online only. Online, well, you are asking classes offline or online. For now, there will be live lectures which will be happening, and all the live lectures will be recorded. If somebody is not able to see the live lectures, they will be allowed to see the recorded lectures. If your question is about the live classroom where we meet physically, that we have not decided on that. Maybe by end of this year or beginning of next year, we will have in the room class where we can meet. Again, that is dependent upon the pandemic situation, how the government policies around the pandemic situation. Okay, I wish to sincerely thank all of you, and one more sincere request is, you may be having friends and contacts. Please pass on this message, and anyone who wants guidance from us, they can write to us at lessonscape@gmail.com. For any queries, we are here to help you. With that, I pretty much come to the end. Sesh or Shweta, you have anything to add, or we can conclude the meeting?
No, Raj, it's fine. You have covered every point that we wanted to highlight. So
Yeah.
thanks very much. It was very nice.
Thank you, Raj. That was a very nice presentation. There's one more thing probably I can add on to what Raj has enumerated so far.
Please.
This probably is one of the best suited professional courses available, which is best suited for the pandemic situation, where there are no practical lab sessions or other online where you have to be present in the classroom or be in a lab to experience or learn. This one course is definitely something that you can take forward to till things settle down. Because of this current situation, we need to come up with opportunities and avenues that would best suit our requirements. Your professional life doesn't have to be put on hold. It still can continue, and you can be gods. So I think that I would like to add that to be one of the good points in the current situation. Other than that, I think you've pretty much covered almost everything.
Correct.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So thank you, guys. Be in touch with the LessonScape, and we are here to serve you. And whatever or whoever wants in your circle wants to pursue CA or CPA or CMA, they can feel free to get in touch with us. We are always there to help. With that, we will conclude the meeting. Thank you very much once again.
Thanks, everyone.